a friend, here's what to say. Let's talk in English, 10 minutes every day. When you need a friend, here's what to say. Let's talk in English, 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Hello everyone, my name is Garrett.
And I am Maria.
And this is Let's Talk in English. Friends, thanks for joining us for a whole new lesson.
That's right. Today we will be talking about health. And the title of our lesson is Take Care of Your Hair.
Take care of your hair. That even rhymes. Well, friends, your hair is a part of your body. It's on top of your head. And actually, taking care of it can be a part of your health.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit about health. Health is very important. If we don't have good health, then we can get sick easily.
Right, or even get hurt. Well, we are going to talk about how to take care of our hair, how to keep it in a good condition or in a good place by keeping it clean and well.
That's right, and let's do that now as we get into our reading.
Take care of your hair to help it stay clean, strong, and healthy. Wash your hair when it gets dirty, but not too often. For most people, that means every 2 to 3 days. People with oily hair wash it every 1 to 2 days. Use a brush or comb to keep your hair neat and smooth. It's also important to be gentle so you don't pull or break your hair. Never go to bed with wet hair. It can break easily when you sleep. Dry it before bed.
Thanks so much, Garrett. Wow, that was a lot to learn. We still have more to learn, but first let's look at our Find It question. The question is, what do you do when your hair is dirty?
What do you do when your hair is dirty? I wonder. Well, the answer will be in our lesson today.
That's right, so be sure to look for the answer, and now let's go to Jack for our keywords.
Ivy 问 Vince 应该多久要洗一次头 Vince 说脏了就要洗 Wash it when it gets dirty 形容词 dirty 就是脏的他还提醒我们睡觉前一定要吹干头发 And always dry it before bed 动词 dry 就是把什么东西弄干的意思 Ivy 说她常常头发还湿湿的就上床去睡觉了I often go to bed with wet hair. 形容词 wet 就是湿的。Ivy 还问，梳头发时该用发刷还是梳子呢 ？And should you use a brush or a comb on your hair? 名词 brush 原来是刷子，也可以指发刷。另外一个单字 comb 就是梳子。
Welcome to my podcast, Vince. You know a lot about hair, so let's talk hair care.
Sure, Ivy. It's important to take care of your hair.
How often should you wash your hair?
Wash it when it gets dirty. For most people, that's every 2 to 3 days.
What about people with oily hair?
Every day or 2. And always dry it before bed.
Ooh, now we have a great word to talk about here. We are learning that Ivy has a podcast. Now, Maria, we really need to talk about what a podcast is.
Yes, well, a podcast is where people have a discussion where they talk about something.
Right. Sometimes it could be a discussion between 2 or more people, or it could just be one person talking to the people listening. Now, this might sound a lot like a radio show, but the big difference with a podcast is you can start it whenever you want to. You don't need to look for the right time when it will start.
That's right. And also, we know that Ivy and Zach have a YouTube channel together. And friends, you will probably already know that many YouTube channels have podcasts where people talk about things.
Yeah, the important thing is the conversation, but many of them are also filmed with video. Well, Ivy continues, you know a lot about hair, so let's talk hair care. She's talking to Vince.
Yes, Vince is the hair expert, the person who knows a lot about hair and hair care.
So Vince says it's important to take care of your hair. When you take care of something, you look after it. You don't hurt it.
That's right. So Ivy asks, how often should you wash your hair?
And how often should you answer your Find It question? Whenever it comes up. Remember, your question today is, what do you do when your hair is dirty?
And the answer is you wash it. When your hair gets dirty, then you need to wash it. And dirty means it's not clean. Maybe it's a little oily, or you cooked or went somewhere and your hair is not clean anymore.
So when should you wash your hair? Well, when it gets dirty. Wash it when it gets dirty. Friends, that's today's
Calendar phrase.
Wash it when it gets dirty.
Wash it when it gets dirty.
脏了就要洗。
When should I wash my bike?
Wash it when it gets dirty.
When should I wash my shirt?
Wash it when it gets dirty.
When should I wash my desk?
Wash it when it gets dirty.
When should I wash my face?
Wash it now. It's dirty.
Huh? Oops.
Wash it when it gets dirty.
Wash it when it gets dirty.
脏了就要洗。
All right, so we learned that for most people, their hair gets dirty every 2 to 3 days. So every 2 or 3 days is when you wash your hair.
Yes, for most people, but people with oily hair have to wash their hair a little more often. Let's talk about the word oily.
Sure, if something is oily, it has a lot of oils. So you could think of food that's been fried. That has a lot of oil on it. It is oily. But of course, our hair can also have lots of oils in it. Now, if you go to the US, I normally don't hear oily hair, but greasy hair. These mean the same thing.
That's right. So those who have oily or greasy hair have to wash their hair every day or 2.
So that's more often. Pay attention to what kind of hair you have. Now, let's go over to Jack to learn more about that phrase, every day or 2.
Vince 说他1或2天会洗一次头 ，every day or 2。这个句子说完整一点就是 every day or every 2 days。说简洁一点就会变成 every day or 2。这个每1或2天表示做某件事相当频繁，但到底是1天还是2天一次就不一定了，要看情况而定。它就是一个大概的说法。我们来看个例句。I go jogging every day or 2. 我每1、2天就去慢跑一次。或是 She calls her mom every day or 2. 她每1、2天就打电话给妈妈。再看一句 We water the plants every day or 2. 我们每1、2天就浇一次水。
Thanks, Jack. Well, always dry your hair before bed. That's what Vince tells us.
Yes, and when you dry your hair, You use a hair dryer usually or a towel so that your hair becomes dry.
Right, when it's dry, there is no water in it. So make sure to dry it before you go to bed. Well, friends, we have more to learn about taking care of our hair. We'll do that in just a moment, right after this. Don't go away.
Let's talk in English. 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about how to take care of your hair, but we learned it might depend on what kind of hair you have. Now, Maria, do you need to wash your hair often?
I do. I usually wash my hair every 2 days because it will get greasy or oily if I don't.
And my hair really doesn't. I can go 3, 4, or sometimes 5 days without washing my hair, and it doesn't get too dirty.
Wow. Well, whatever type of hair that you have, just make sure that you take good care of it.
And always dry it before bed. Let's get back to our lesson, friends.
I often go to bed with wet hair.
Don't. If you go to bed with wet hair, it can easily break when you're sleeping.
Oh. And should you use a brush or a comb on your hair?
Well, a comb is more gentle on your hair.
So use a comb on wet hair.
Right. But brushing dry hair is fine.
Okay, friends. Well, we are continuing to learn about how to take care of our hair, and Ivy continues on her podcast.
That's right. She says, I often go to bed with wet hair. Wet means it has water in or on it. So her hair is wet and she goes to bed. Is that a good thing?
I don't think so. And that word wet is something that we use for many things. Our bodies can be wet, or we can go to a place that's very wet. Maybe there's a lot of water on the ground or a lot of water in the air.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Is it good for her to go to bed with wet hair? She asks Vince, and Vince says, don't. If you go to bed with wet hair, what will happen? It can easily break when you're sleeping.
It can easily break. Maria, what does it mean if your hair breaks?
Well, your hair will fall, and that is not good for your hair. Sometimes it will also split at the end.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I need to make sure to dry my hair before sleeping then.
That's a good idea. Well, Vince tells Ivy, don't go to bed with her wet hair. And friends, there are many ways to tell someone not to do something. Let's go to Jack right now to tell us more.
Ivy 说她经常头发还湿湿的就上床睡觉。Vince 就很着急的说：“哦，千万别这么做！如果湿着头发睡觉，头发很容易折断的。” Don't. If you go to bed with wet hair, it can easily break when you're sleeping. 着急的 Vince 直接用 don't 来阻止 Ivy 湿着头发睡觉。其实阻止对方做某件事还有其他的说法，请你来视情境来做选择。比如 Never do that， 绝对不要那么做，或是 I wouldn't do that， 我不会那么做。Let's not do that. 我们别那样做。
Thanks so much, Jack. So we know from Vince not to go to bed with our hair wet.
Exactly. Yeah, your hair breaking doesn't sound like a good time. You know, I don't think that's something I've ever worried about or thought of, but it's a good thing to keep in mind.
Yes, it is. I'm glad that Ivy asked Vince that. Then we can know how to take care of our hair better.
Absolutely. Well, Ivy continues and has another question. She asks, should you use a brush or a comb on your hair? Now, these are both things that we use and we push through our hair, but they're a little different.
Yes, they are. A brush, it has many little pokey sticks on it, and you use it to brush your hair. So brush is a thing, and when you do the action of brushing your hair, we also say brush.
Yeah, a hair brush is quite wide, whereas a comb is all in one line. They can look somewhat similar, and we use them in a similar way. We push them through our hair to make it look nice or just to make it look a little more neat.
That's right, but a comb and a brush is also different for another reason. What's that, Garrett?
Okay, let's listen to Vince. He says a comb is more gentle on your hair, so it won't be as rough. That would be the opposite. It doesn't pull your hair in so many ways quite so hard.
Yes, so it doesn't make your hair break as easily. Wait, we talked about wet hair breaking more easily, so Ivy says use a comb on wet hair. Is that right, Garrett?
Vince says that is right. If your hair is wet, use a comb. Don't use a brush. Maybe your hair is a little more sensitive when it's wet.
Yes, it is. And we want to take good care of our hair so that it does not break.
All right, Vince finishes with one last thing. If your hair is dry, brushing it is just fine. Maybe you want to keep both a brush and a comb at home.
That is a good idea. Take care of your hair, friends, and also be sure to remember and practice today's keywords. Let's review them now.
Here's your first keyword for today. Dirty. Dirty. Please wash the dirty dishes.
Brush. Brush. I need a new brush for my hair.
Comb. Comb. May I use this comb?
Wet. Wet. Don't wear those wet shoes.
Dry. Dry. Dry your hands on a paper towel. Friends, those are your keywords for today. Use them when you're taking care of your hair.
And now let's watch our lesson one more time.
Welcome to my podcast, Vince. You know a lot about hair, so let's talk hair care.
Sure, Ivy. It's important to take care of your hair.
How often should you wash your hair?
Wash it when it gets dirty. For most people, that's every 2 to 3 days.
What about people with oily hair?
Every day or 2. And always dry it before bed.
I often go to bed with wet hair.
Don't. If you go to bed with wet hair, it can easily break when you're sleeping.
Oh. And should you use a brush or a comb on your hair?
Well, a comb is more gentle on your hair.
So use a comb on wet hair.
Right. But brushing dry hair is fine.
Hey friends, welcome to Chit Chat. I'm Zach, and Ivy, what are you doing?
I'm fixing my hair. Today we talked about taking care of your hair.
How can I take care of my hair?
Lots of ways. Wash it.
What? Wash hair?
Yeah, but not too often. Every few days is good.
I need to write this down so I won't forget. Okay, wash hair not too often.
And use a brush or comb.
I just use my hand to move my hair. Is that okay?
I don't know. Vince gave me a lot of advice today.
What about wet hair?
I learned that I should dry my hair before bed and not sleep with wet hair.
Wow, hair care is hard. What about dog hair? Should I brush a dog's hair before bed?
Now you are just being silly.
Sorry, I wanted to know. Well, friends, that's our hair care review for today. Brush, comb, and dry your hair.
And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Are you going to the basketball game tonight?
Of course, I goes to all their games.
You're lucky. I don't have a ticket. I wish I could goes too.
Wish? I heard a grammar wish.
Grammar Fairy, I don't think we made a grammar wish.
Well, you made wishes with grammar that sounded strange.
What did we say wrong?
You said, I goes to all their games. In English, you should say, I go to all their games. Now you try.
I do go to all their games.
And you should say, I wish I could go too.
I wish I could go too.
Correct. He goes to every game, and you want to go, but you can't.
So since you are a fairy, I wish for a ticket so I can go to the game.
I don't do basketball game wishes, just grammar wishes. Gotta go.
It's okay. Don't worry. I have an extra ticket.
You mean I can go?
Yes, you can go.
In today's lesson, we learned 2 words that can describe how things are, dry and wet. But we can also use both of those as actions, things we do.
Yes, you can dry your hair, and you can also wet your clothes and make it all wet.
Right, so it describes how something is and what you do to make it that way. Friends, try and use these words in both ways.
That's right. We also learned that comb and brush are things, but it can also describe the action.
Yes, you can comb your hair or brush your hair. It just depends on which tool you're using to push through your hair. Well, friends, keep all of these tips in mind. Listen to Vince because it will help you take care of your hair. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on
Let's Talk in English. Goodbye.